All right, everybody. Welcome back to another This Week at Bungie. It is October 14th, and this is going to be the 8th This Week at Bungie. How's it going?
I felt a little hesitation in that one, but let's hope you're right.
Yeah, let's, we're going to check the folder. Why is it not opening up, please?
Come on, folder. Don't make us look like a bunch of idiots.
Yeah. It is TWAB 8. Okay.
Okay, he nailed it. He nailed it. Let's go.
Almost psyched myself on that one. But yeah, TWAB 8, Week 8. Festival of Lost just started. October 14th, this week of Bungie. Let's get into it. So, like I said, Festival of Lost has just started. We got the Dino armor, as it did win the bet from last year. Not really bet, there was a poll. And they had a Dino set, as well as a Monsters set. It was kind of like a monster creature from the Lagoon. I can't really remember some of the other ones off the top of my head. I'd have to find it out. I will find it, and I will post it up for everybody to see right now. But regardless, Team Dinos did win, so we did get that sweet armor. The Hunter gets a raptor-like helmet and look to it. The Warlock got the Triceratops, and the Titan got the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And I must say, they are all looking very, very spiffy and very beautiful. I'm definitely going to grab them all.
I'm just mad that I don't have enough Bright Dust for it, but I'm gonna get the Titan one eventually. I'm working on it.
Well, at least you can earn quite a bit right now, so you can just keep farming it. The bounties do have just farmable Bright Dust indefinitely, so it takes a while, but it's there.
It's worth it. At least this time around, it's super worth it.
Yes. Instead of the Haunted Forest, this year we do have Haunted Lost Sectors that we go through the different ones. I've seen a Nessus one, a one on Europa, a Mars one, as well as one I believe on the EDZ. So I've gone through about 4 different locations now. I'm not sure if there's any more coming in, but who knows? We will see. As well as you can get the new Festival of the Lost pages and some sweet lore. There's actually a whole lore behind the headless ones if you end up collecting all the pages. So be sure to do that and give it a read because it's pretty fun.
I'm almost done the top row. I've been kind of slacking. I'm almost done the top row.
Well, some people farmed it way too quick for Bungie's liking. So quick that they implemented a nerf to the Lake of Shadows Nightfall because it was being run too quickly, the expunge missions, as well as the Wrathborn hunts. People were getting through them in basically just under 5 minutes and getting 5 pages each time. And Bungie was not ready for everyone to unlock the pages too quickly, as it was very early in the week. So, and the first week of this event, which I'm assuming is going to last a few weeks until the end of Halloween.
Yeah. I think we get it 1 week after Halloween, and that's it.
Yeah, so there we go. There's new masks to earn at this Festival of the Lost. There's a bunch of fun ones, including the Pyramid Head, which I think is absolutely hilarious, as well as the Honk Moon is 100% my favorite one this year. It is
I heard
potentially the funniest thing.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, this looks like the Untitled Goose Game, but like a demonized looking goose at that. So I thought
it will haunt your dreams. The moon is haunted, and it's now a duck. So
hilarious.
Also, we have the Jurassic Green Pulse Rifle coming in with this Festival of the Lost, so we definitely want to go check that out. There is some definitely good PvE and PvP roles to get with this one, and it is an energy solar type, so having that solar is definitely handy when you need to switch up the archetype damage in harder runs such as Grandmasters, Masters, or even the Legends. Sometimes it's always nice to have availability and different options open to you. So definitely go grab one. They say here that there's a few cosmetic rewards such as the new emblem, there's the new shader, the new headless horsepower exotic sparrow, and there's the new headless ones in general for the new Lost Sectors are something new, and they are actually quite cool. I like the design on them this time instead of just the old knight that we've been chasing down for 4 years now. And they did spookify the tower. There is a giant tree right there behind Eva, and actually if you run up in the tree you can find these little engrams, and each engram will give you candy. and you can get up quite a bit of candy in both the trees. And there's another tree in the courtyard right by Hawthorne and Ikora. So make sure to check those out and get yourself some free candy. It does reset on reset, so why not if you're running low on some candy?
It was funny because when the event launched, everything was different, but the sun was still out. Like, I was like, okay, I guess it's not Halloween. I just thought it was weird because I just spawned in the tower. They didn't really change. Like, they had all the decorations and stuff, but like it was like, what happened to the nighttime spookiness of it?
Well, it does have
the
tower is on a cycle,
early.
right? It goes through day and night, so it'll eventually.
But normally it was always dark, right? Like, it's never really, unless I'm just tripping.
I don't know. Maybe you just got used to it from the Endless Night from the Splicer season. That was just before this, and it was consistently dark in the tower.
I'm having PTSD.
Yeah, but like, yeah, usually it does cycle through. So, but with the Festival of Lost being started, there is still more to go here with the TWAB. So if you haven't started with the Festival of Lost, be sure to check it out. And you do have plenty of time to get through everything. I'm also waiting for that Sparrow to come through on rotation for Bright Dust. It is potentially the coolest Sparrow I've ever seen in the game, as well as the creepiest Sparrow I've ever seen in the game. It's a spider Sparrow with the actual legs coming out the side, making it look like it's crawling, and it is...
Yeah, it's gross.
Completely kill it with fire gross. Moment.
Yeah, seriously.
But I have to have it. So, but moving on here, they say upping the difficulty. As many of you have discovered, there is a new difficulty option for the Shattered Realm. Yes, there is. I did complete one earlier. Be sure to check out that video. You can pump up the power level requirements and tackle some truly worthy foes. It can get pretty frightening in there, so you may want to bring some friends with you. I was sure to do that. The chests are dropping high stat gear, so it's definitely worth your while. I did not actually realize that it was a high stat gear, so I'm going to be definitely farming it a bit more and keep an eye on the rolls that we get. Next week, however, their 6-player activity, the Astral Alignment, is going to become a little bit more spicy. The recommended power is going to be 1320, and it's going to be getting additional modifiers each day to keep things interesting. Now, this is a new difficulty that is toggleable, so it's not going to just take over the activity, so you don't need to worry about not being able to do it anymore. It is completely an option. Loadouts are locked, so pick your weapons wisely. Also, failing to complete or wiping as a team sends you back to orbit. So don't die. I like that. That's they have that in the Grandmasters, and that was just a thing that was in Nightfall Strikes in general back in Destiny 1 that was just something that you had to get used to and made it just really focusing on not dying. Well, now as there's no penalty for dying per se, you can just kind of roll on through, and people, myself included, I'm definitely a lot more lax when I go through my runs. I'm just like, if I die, whatever. I
felt like that should have been something that, honestly, and that's kind of like the issue that I had with the 6-player event with Season of the Splicer. As fun as it was, like, with no real consequences of dying, it kind of makes the mode irrelevant. Like, even during the expunge missions, like, I can go in there solo, die a million times. The only thing I'm wasting is either time or, and you just blow through it. You get through it, get what you want. No fuss, no muss. Like, it's just whatever. Mm-hmm. And I think because that's the way they set it up, it creates this, like, boredom of the mode, because it's like there's no real challenge to doing it. There's no... I mean, the loot in itself, like, granted, the Season of the Splicer equipment was really good. Especially the Grid Skipper was a standout. But other than that, like, if you want to get high stat rolls, okay, make it challenging and, make the mode more enticing. Especially the 6-player events, because, again, like, with the only 6-player events that we can actually play that are super challenging for teams is raids. So why not have the option where now we can actually just do expunge and astral alignment in the 6-player events with our actual raid teams coordinating and setting things up and actually making the mode super serious. Especially then you might be opening up a Menagerie 2.0 and make the loot worth going for, right?
Absolutely. The Menagerie had its great loot, but all these new perks that they've added into the game, they and what they've learned from it, absolutely they could definitely do something like that and make it a bit more challenging and worthwhile for the loot. And I think players would respond well to that, for sure. With the new difficulty being added to the astral alignment, the consistent modifiers that will always be there are the Overload and Unstoppable Champions, Match Game, as well as Equipment Lock. But the weekly rotation modifiers will be Denial, that Taken Vandals summon their shields significantly more often, Epitaph, Taken combatants generate Blight Geysers when defeated, that's annoying, and Empath, Enhanced Radar, take increased damage from melee. So, not too bad with that one. They said, what you get for overcoming these extra challenges aside from bragging rights, there will be an extra bonus chest waiting for you at the end. That is 3 total chests for everybody keeping score at home. And if you haven't secured a catalyst for the Aegir Scepter yet, these chests are more likely to hold one. So for anybody still trying to get that, definitely hop into this harder difficulty of the Astral Alignment, and getting 3 chests at the end, that's pretty sweet. So hopefully the gear along with it will be nice. Maybe some high stats, or potentially even we can get some of those double rolls. So, I'm not sure if that'll be brought out of outside of the decrypting the engrams, but we'll see.
You definitely need those double rolls, man. Those are the things I work for.
Right. Lost and Found. Earlier this week, they released the update 3.3.1 that was included with the Festival of the Lost, and added a laundry list of additional changes to the game. However, they missed a few changes in the patch notes, so they want to set the record straight here. So all of these issues that we're about to go over were officially in the 3.3.1. They just forgot to add it to the patch notes. Fix an issue with the Hawkmoon's paracausal shot not getting bonus damage. Note that the temporary fix for this means that you will once again lose the buff if you pull out your ghost on the final round. This will be fixed in a future update. Fix an issue where the firing line perk was not giving the intended 20% damage buff. This is huge now because if when using it, it'll now put out more damage than Vorpal. So if anyone has that Reed's Regret, the new Trials Linear Fusion Rifle Stasis one, it rolls with firing line, so definitely go grab yourselves one of those. The Monte Carlo had an ornament issue where the Western Front ornament was causing the weapon to have increased recoil. That's been fixed. Fix the
that's
issue.
hilarious.
Yes, I have seen actually that happen before, where certain skins have caused different aiming sights and just different, even range capabilities on the weapons, which is kind of strange.
Now that I think about it, I think that happened to Ace of Spades. It had a weapon skin issue.
Yes, it was another exotic hand cannon. I don't remember which one, but it very well might have been the Ace of Spades, yeah. They fixed an issue with the Ariana's Vow ornament, bound by Oath, so that it shows the first glance perk status properly. And the Bottom Tree Dawnblade, Igniting Touch, fixed an issue where all Igniting Touch detonations counted as melee damage. Sorry for the mix-up, and let me try to make sure that notes do not fall through the cracks next time. So what was happening with the Bottom Tree Dawnblade is when you were killing people with your super, it counted as a melee. So the Warlocks would put on the Necrotic Grip, so every time they got a kill with their sword, it would spread out poison damage on top of that, because it was counting it as a melee unintentionally, which I think is freaking hilarious. And that would make for great ad clearing, I must say. A couple things that they didn't put in the TWAB here, but that was mentioned on Twitter, I do want to mention. Kevin Yanes, he is a sandbox lead at Bungie. He responded to a tweet from Datto and said that Shatterdive, it's been nerfed, and the nerf will debut in the 30th anniversary patch alongside a slew of other abilities focused on shifting the meta more towards gunplay. So when the December 30th, or not December 30th, sorry, the 30th anniversary update comes, I believe, on December 9th, we're getting a big patch note that is going to kind of shake up the sandbox a little bit. Usually these happen at the beginning of the season, but since this is going to be about halfway through this season now, since it is an extended season, so we're going to kind of get a shift in the meta a little bit, and we'll see how that plays out. But with the Shatterdive being nerfed, that is an interesting one. They also meant DMG also tweeted out that the Vex Mythoclast was a little bit too hot in Crucible, so they are looking to tune it down a little bit, but not nerf it into the ground. As well as, I believe it was Cool Guy tweeted out about the Dunemarchers and how nutty the bonus, I guess, shock damage that you get from it is. And DMG responded saying that it as well is going to be tuned down in this update in December coming with the 30th anniversary. So be sure to definitely keep an eye out for that 30th anniversary. I do hope that Bungie tweets out a bit more, or like not tweets out, but posts in maybe in the next patch notes or something a bit more about some of this information, because for those for people that don't follow everyone on Twitter and or stay in the now of the Destiny community, they want to know about these things being tweeted out, and that, like, to know that the Shatterdive is being nerfed, to know that the Vex is going to be nerfed, to know that the Dunemarchers are going to be nerfed. If they already know that is happening now, and they're confident enough to tweet out and say that that's going to be nerfed, they should just put out a note and say to everybody on their website, just post it in one of the patch notes and an update or something, and be like, hey, these things are happening, so prepare for it, instead of you having to stumble across it on Twitter or potentially somebody on YouTube telling you about it, such as we are right now. So
I mean, like, Dunemarchers has been cracked for a while. I'm a Dunemarcher player, and I can annihilate entire teams with Dunemarchers. It doesn't even matter what subclass I play. And I've known Dunemarchers to be broken this entire time while playing. So I'm not even surprised. It did need to get dealt with, because again, like, I could run into an entire team, punch one guy, and get a double kill without even knowing and without even trying. So I knew that was coming.
Yeah, it seemed like inevitable, essentially. But yeah, I just like they've been very good with responding to people on Twitter and giving that information, but you can't assume everybody's going to read your Twitter, right? So having that information on your website accessible to absolutely everybody that's going to be on your website, and especially and everything, I feel like a little bit more communication would be appreciated. So they have been good with their communication, but I think you guys are understanding what I'm saying. So moving on from there, though, there's some issue reports here. The cross-save contact form deprecation. As of October 13th, the cross-save contact has been depreciated and will no longer be accepting new tickets. We have updated the cross-save guide with more information and troubleshooting steps to help players get started with cross-save, and we encourage players to take a look prior to setting up cross-save for their accounts for the first time. Xbox and blocked players. When update 3.3.1 was released, some Xbox players may have noticed an increase in the number of blocked players that were appearing for them in their roster list. This is a result of a fix we implemented in this release that wasn't previously respecting Xbox's privacy settings for cross-play. Xbox players who are seeing an increase of blocked players who wish to remove the block must go to the navigate to the settings, to your general tab, go to your online safety and family settings, go to your privacy and online safety setting, hit the Xbox privacy tab, view details and customize, communication and multiplayer. Then in there, you can join cross-network play to allow, and then set you can communicate outside of Xbox with voice and text to everybody. So a few things you have to do on Xbox if you're still finding that players are blocked that you do not want to be blocked. Additionally, for players who want to take it, that seemed like a lot of steps, but it's just a few. It's just because of how Xbox has their things like set behind a bunch of tabs, essentially. Additionally, players who want to take advantage of the LFG features can change their others can communicate with voice, text, and invites settings, I guess, in the same section. Okay.
Too many rules.
Yeah, just a little bit. Destiny 2 on Microsoft Store and Xbox app for PC. Earlier this week, Destiny 2 officially launched on the Microsoft Store and Xbox app for PC. Players can learn more on how to access Destiny 2 from this platform and set up cross-save for existing characters via Destiny 2 Microsoft Store and Xbox app for PC guide. There's a link to that in the TWAB as well, so when you guys, I'll leave a link to the TWAB in the description if you guys need to go check all this out. And finally, as we're wrapping up here, we just go over some of the known issues that they are continuing to investigate. Steam players are receiving a disk write error. We'll need to manually delete this file, which I'm not going to state, but you can just read it. It's located in your Steam folder, Steam apps, and until they can resolve the issue with a proper fix, this is what you're going to have to do if you're receiving a disk write error on Steam. The eyes of the Scaron Corvus mask no longer glows. The 1 inch punch. Sorry, the 1 punch finisher. It says it's the 1 inch punch finisher no longer makes a sound when the finisher is executed. Completing the envisioned ascent triumph incorrectly checks off perilous path on the trivial wayfinding triumph. The German name for heir apparent is inaccurately translated. The surplus and overflow perks are translated to the same word in German. Year 1 faction, raid, trials, and vendor ornaments can only be unlocked through armor synthesis via synthweave templates and not class-specific synthweave bolts. So that is incorrect. People were having to almost repurchase the faction stuff or their other trials loadout, Iron Banner like gear and whatnot, like the other ornaments that we got before they made everything a universal ornament. So
wait, like I don't get it. What? So now we don't have to spend only the class specific ones. We could just get it across the board.
I'm not 100% sure. It says can only be unlocked through the synthweave and synth blades and not class specific synthweave bolts. So not
well,
exactly.
it's okay because I only play one subclass, so I'm fine anyway.
Yeah, well, it was like you know how in the original Iron Banners, or like when the next set of Iron Banner came out, it didn't come up with another set of armor. It was just an ornament for the armor you're already wearing.
Okay. Yeah,
it was essentially that, but you were having to re-buy it again through synthweave for people that had already unlocked it too.
Oh, that's nuts. Okay.
So, and it is a bug, and that is something that they're working on.
I hope they refund everybody synthweaves then.
Yeah, if people bought it or something and you weren't supposed to, I'm not sure how this is kind of working. So it's a very kind of weird situation. But to move on from there, it says some hunters have a small fixed object following their character model on the ground. I haven't noticed that, but I'm gonna have to take a look. Certain image assets for the dinosaur-themed armor in the Eververse set contains minor inaccuracies. The previews for these ornaments are more accurate. Empire hunts aren't granting candy and spectral pages upon completion. And they're investigating reports of an issue where players who complete the Book of Forgotten before Eva's main quest finishes on their alternate characters, they can't complete the quest. Yes, this is because if people were actually looking with their eyeballs and reading, it says you have to, for the quest, you have to unlock a page in the book to complete the next step of the quest. Now, if you just ran through that book and spammed all those pages and grinded and did all of that on your one character, when you do play on multiple characters and you read that, I'm sorry, you played yourself. Because, like, upon reading that, I immediately said, okay, I need to play this on all 3 characters before I finish the book with all the lore, because I will be locked out of that quest because I read it. Alright? Reading is a powerful thing, people. You played yourself. I'm sorry to say it. I'm sorry if it comes across mean, but they're reporting it as a bug thing. I don't even think it's a bug. I think it's just that people didn't read and they're upset about it. And at the end of the day, the only thing you get for completing that quest is the curated roll for the Jurassic Green with Adrenaline Junkie and Heating Up. So if you already got it on your one character, you're not missing out on anything else. All right, so it's not even that big of a deal. So it's just, I saw that, I had to laugh because all it took was someone to read it and be like, okay, I have to just play it on my other characters first if I want to complete this quest for the same gun I'm going to get each time. So it's not even that big of a thing, and I don't even think it's a bug, but here we are. You
need 3 Lincoln Greens with 3 Adrenaline Junkies, or this game sucks.
I need all 3 of them with Heating Up and Adrenaline Junkie. Same roll. I don't want to switch, okay? I don't want to hit that app and switch my guns. I don't want it.
No random rolls.
Yes. uh, but
Jesus.
moving on from there, they have the movies of the week as they always do, so please do check that out. The artists of the week with some more sketches, Halloween ones inspired this week, and that will do it and wrap it up for us this year. They said this was one of their more favorite times of the year. Crisp autumn air mixed with scary decorations is an excuse to binge on candy and is a recipe for a good time. Love the spookiness and have had a blast in the game, exploring the creepy lost sectors and throwing some pumpkin bombs at the headless ones that are filled with loot from Cosmo. So that wraps up this TWAB number 8. And this was once again on October 14th, right after the Festival of the Lost. Any finalized words, anything you'd like to go over?
Festival of Lost is actually pretty fun this time around. I was sick and tired of the Haunted Forest, so I'm pretty happy they shook things up this time around. So in Lincoln Green, I had a lot of negative things to say about it in the beginning, but I actually think it's a contender to being one of the top rapid fire pulse rifles right now. I still think Grid Skipper's number one. A lot of people tell me Darkest Before, but out of all the rapid fire pulse rifles, I still think if you're looking for something with just good base stats, Grid Skipper is where it's at. But yeah, definitely grab yourself a good roll of Lincoln Green or Jurassic Green.
Yeah.
And I think you guys will be surprised how well it goes, especially if you get the right rolls. It can roll with high caliber rounds. So,
yeah,
if you want to flinch somebody out in a duel, that's the way you want to go. But other than that, man, I think this was a good week for Destiny.
Yeah, I agree. Festival of Lost has been fun. I've been having a lot of fun with throwing those pumpkin bombs at the headless ones. I think that was a really cool thing that they implemented. Just a little thing, but it was fun. Kind of like the snowball thing, but a little different. Yeah. And yeah, I like the Lost sectors much better than the forest, and it's a nice little change of pace. So
yeah, this is the first time I've actually participated in a Festival of the Lost. I mean, like, actually wear the mask and do quests and collect candy. Like, normally I get the Rahul thing and I never touch it again. I'm just like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
So this is pretty cool. I got my Shax mask on. I'm enjoying it and having some good times.
Yeah. Oh, as well, I just want to quickly mention we finally got to use our Ascended lens that we've been holding on to from last year. For those of us that have did all those things for Spider last season, in last season's Festival of the Lost. Sorry, not last season, last year's Festival of the Lost. We got that Ascendant lens. We've just kind of been holding on to it for a year. We haven't been able to do much with it, so pretty cool that we were able to go see Mara, and she gives us 3 different versions of the Jurassic Green rifle. It's a just random roll for all 3, but it's pretty sweet, and you get a bunch of pages. So
yeah, here at G3, Tyrant doesn't do anything unless he accidentally stumbles upon whatever it is that he's talking about. I do nothing. I don't go for the extra mile. Don't care about triumphs. I'm a PvP guy through and through. And honestly, since expanding our clan and getting you and Starfire, Pistachio, you guys into the clan, I've never played so much PvE in my life.
Yes.
So
it's a whole new world for you now, and it's wonderful.
It is. Like, just this year of Destiny alone, like, I haven't had this much fun. Because I used to just turn on the game and just play PvP, and even Hydration will even tell you, like, there are times he's like, bro, did you get your Bright Dust? And I'm like, yeah, no. And he's like, all right, come on, let's go do Gambit and Prophecy. And he'll just drag me along to do all this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Can't take me anywhere.
Exactly. But that'll wrap it up for us here, everybody. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. Please do stay hydrated and have yourselves an absolutely wonderful day. I am G3 Hydration.
G3 Tyrant.
Take care.
Peace.